rubber trees that normally would be intact. But as you can see from here, this is what we call slaughter tapping, where the rebels came and just over-harvested the trees so that they will never recover. This is the effects of war. This is a rubber factory. And the rubber factory was burnt down by the rebels, so everybody loses. Dear Tom, I'm in Liberia, working with people who are rebuilding their lives. There's been a civil war here for over 15 years. I'm working with these craftsmen, training up the next generation of artisans. Some of these young men were caught up in the war, fighting as child soldiers. Others fled their homes. So many homes were destroyed and have to be rebuilt so people can return. Aid programs, such as the one I'm working on, can only reach some of the population. Most people have to help themselves. Like this vegetable farmer I met on the journey. He took his family away from the fighting and from nothing built this amazing vegetable garden. Where were you born?
Bon County.
Bon County?
Yes, I'm in Canada this place.
So how come you are here?
I came here during the time of the war when we were tanks.
Oh, I see. So this was to get away from the soap. Right. And so are you going to stay here or are you going to go back to...
I don't really want to stay here.
He's good, this boy.
I try to have another large area. I have brush, only to do the felling.
And tell me what you're growing here.
I have plant eggplant, bitter ball, pepper. I even have some. Let me bring. Like this.
Oh, very nice. What is that?
This is for nursery. I keep it for nursery.
A nursery?
Yeah, eggplant.
Eggplant.
Garden.
So you can get the seed from there?
Yes, I can get the seed from this.
Okay.
And I even have some seeding that I have on mine that I have produced from this.
Right.
Yeah, in there and all.
And where do you sell your produce?
Because of the car problem.
Yeah.
So our time, we take our time, we sell it here.
Okay.
Yeah, and people stay buy small.
Okay. Well, you're working very hard. I'm very, very impressed by what you're doing.
You know, this is not my home, so to sit surrounded doing nothing, I don't ever.
No.
So I fought hard to make living easy.
Okay.
Through this.
And then you hope to go home to Banga?
Yes, I hope to go home in Banga to get myself involved in this too.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I wish you well.
Okay, thank you very much. So where I am, I'm fighting hard to make things fine. Then later, if I get back home, now I can use that to do what I want to do for myself.
This UN peacekeeping force was camped near to the Methodist guest house where I was staying in Ganta. This contingent was from Bangladesh, and I had a chat with a few of the soldiers when they were off duty. Oh, LBW. So I have one son.
One son.
And he's aged 9 years old.
Yeah. 9 years.
9 years. And he's very keen on cricket.
He's reading for class
He's at school.
school.
Yeah.
Reading for class 6.
Yes. And also, you know karate?
He know karate?
Karate, you know the Chinese. Yes, very keen. And how many children do you have?
Me, one children.
Only one.
Only one.
Same as me.
He's for 6 months running. 7 months running.
7 months.
Yes.
So you'll be happy to see him.
Yeah.
Good. The UN peacekeeping forces have been here since 2003, and elections were held successfully 3 years later. It's given people hope in their country. Liberians are starting to return. Liberians like Sally, who was beaten and had to run away, and now she's back and is in charge of the guest house.
The rebel decided to chase her out. Even they beat me.
They beat you?
Yes. But I decided to cross the river, the St. John, to go to Guinea overnight. But later on, the war broke again in Gegedu, in Guinea. And the little money I had was to carry me to Ghana. I left and went to Ghana, but I couldn't find nothing to do. It was very hard for me. But when I came back to Liberia, there was no better home again. The little house that we stay in the village, they break everything down. And I come on a mission for a little help. And they gave me this little help for me to be able to feed my father. Because he's very old, he has nothing. He does not able to work again. So that I have to stay with him to be able to help him in a little village they call Worcester.
So now you are happy that the elections have come?
Oh, I'm too happy. I'm too happy. I was not here for to take the voting card when I was in Ghana, but when I heard about the election, I was too happy to come back home because things were very difficult. And when I heard that Ellen Johnson win the election, oh, I was too happy. I'm too happy.
Tom, you once asked me, why do people fight? And why are there wars? I think that most wars are about wealth and power, about getting more land, about getting access to oil or to water or to diamonds or uranium. Wars are often started by politicians who are seeking more power for themselves, or by groups of people who have different religious beliefs and who are encouraged to fight for them by their leaders. It's rarely ordinary people who start wars, even if they have genuine grievances. In fact, in war, it's always the ordinary people who lose out. It's not the people who fight in the front line who decide to go to war. Often, they know little about what they're fighting for. Those who suffer most in war are the innocent, particularly women and young children. So many of these are made widows or orphans by the war. You've heard me talk about the orphanage, for which we've been raising money. It's run by a remarkable lady, Mother Fita, who's been looking after orphan children moving with them from place to place since 1994. Caring for them has now become her life's work. Last year, someone gave her some bushland covering 50 acres. Bit by bit, she and the 93 children in her care have started to create a home, making use of donations from people who care. They now have a dormitory and a farm, a fish pond, and are building a school. I asked Mother Fita to tell me how she got involved in this work. Here's her story.
Human being born, we know that everyone has right in this world. Everybody born to live free. But here is an orphanage home because of the war. We pick most of these children from 94 war. When the war broke up, we went as far as Postcard, the place where they had the massacre. When we were going, we fell in an ambush. So they camouflage meaning to put all in a bush and cover all with leaf. And say, leave here, we're going to fight in the town, but if you move, you're going to die. So we're there because we fell in the ambush. So they went and massacred the town. They took a group of children from there that I don't know about them. They brought them and gave them to me. Undressed me, told me, say, hey, you cannot hold them, you're going to die. And myself, I didn't want her to die, so I hold the children. I took the children, they were 42. We started traveling by the fighter. We started fighting, they started fighting before us. We all were in the bush running from place to place. That's how can I get in this thing? After the war, I carried the children back again. I said, I'm not able to take care of these children. You all take the children. You all make announcement, radio call, let the people who children got missing from them, let them come for the children. The call, there were nobody. Then I begin to worry, begin to fast and pray that God would take it from on my head. They sent a pastor on me and say, talk to her. She is a Liberian. Talk to her. Let her not lead the children because we cannot see anybody to give the children to them. So let her take care of the children. At that time, the minister for health came and took paper and brought it. He said, don't be afraid, nobody will kill you. This is a paper to prove to people that we don't want to give it to you to take care of the children. But don't be afraid, take care of the children. Now it has stayed long. Some people, their children were 252. We begin to look for parents, looking for parents. Well, as you can see for yourself, you see in the building, we prepare a place for the children. You have fish pond, you just buy by it. We make farm. As you can see cassava around, we have a lot of cassava farm. Garland for the children, for them to survive. The children are going to school. Some of them are in the 11th grade, some of them are in the 9th grade, 8th grade, down to ABC. As you can see the small one. Nobody here that not going to school, but everyone are going to school so that when I die, my labor will not go in vain. I'm sending them to school that to be prepared for society, to be a good citizen, that will use them in society. We are preparing them for tomorrow. All of them are going to school. The how far I can go to educate them and prepare them with the gospel that tomorrow when they get big, they will not depart from the law.
See what we can do. You gonna see what we can do. Siwa, mola fita. Siwa, mola fita. You gonna see what we can do. You gonna see what we can do. Mola fita.
for what He had done in the life of the children. We were not expecting this.
Yeah.
But God had done it. We say praise God for the donor that sent this money to us. May the Lord bless them.
Thank you very much. I'll pass on that message.
Dancing.